Hey everyone, hope you're well. Thought we'd do something a little different today. A PvE weapon tier list. I'm going to rank all of the weapons in the game on their PvP potential. Now, I'm not going to weight the cost of these weapons too much. It's more going to be how effective they are at taking down arc and how effective they are at doing that without going through a lot of ammo, because the more ammo you have in your inventory, the more expensive it is, and also the less storage you're going to have to pick up stuff, right? So those are the two main categories, because if you're a PvE player, you can get away with crafting pretty much anything pretty easy. So keep that in mind. We're going to jump straight into this thing, and I'll go through all of my reasoning as we go. A quick shout out to Crazy Trick TV on YouTube, who made this tier list maker. You can make your own tier list. I'll put a link in the description if you want to do that. So we're going to start jumping straight in with the Hairpin. The Hairpin I'm going to put in C tier. It's actually a really underrated weapon for Arc PvE, which is weird because I'm putting it in C tier. It will all make sense later on why it's so low, but let's talk about why it's underrated first. It's a one-shot weapon that has 100 ammo per inventory space, which is really good. If you look at all of the other light ammo weapons, you've got the Stitcher, you've got the Bobcat and the Kettle. They go through ammo a lot quicker. Kettle is an exception, I suppose, but Hairpin, you can fire slowly, you can go in with a stack of ammo and have a pretty good time. Trouble is, it's pretty low damage and fire rate output. Like, I've killed a matriarch with a Hairpin. It's possible, but it takes a really long time. So sure, it's good on ammo consumption, but it's just going to slow you down. You may as well bring anything else unless you're looking for a challenge, I will be honest. Stitch up. D tier. It fires way too fast, so empties the clip really quickly. It's got a lot of compression. What's the word? Dispersion, not compression. It's got a lot of dispersion, so it's hard to hit shots long range. It's got no arc armor penetration. It's just really not good at dealing with arc. Even when it's fully kitted out, you may as well put the resources into building a Kettle, which is a decent weapon. Honestly, like I kind of want to put the Kettle in B tier, but there's so many better weapons that we just can't get away with it. We can't. So the Kettle, slow fire rate. You can fire as fast as you want to or as slow as you want to. Single fire. It's pretty accurate when it comes to dispersion. It makes it easy to deal with wasps, and with a bit of more aim practice, you can deal with hornets and fireflies. You can kill pops, ticks very easily. You can also deal with fireballs if you're patient enough for it to open up and shoot the inner core. When it comes to dealing with any other bigger arc, it certainly starts to show its weaknesses, which is why I wouldn't pick it. It's also a light ammo weapon. All weapons have weapon classes, so light, medium, and heavy have different bullet sizes. A light bullet is like this, medium bullets like this, heavy bullets like this. So that actually makes it harder to hit targets. For example, if a tick is running around, one Hairpin shot is a lot harder to hit than one Anvil shot, because the Anvil bullet is actually a lot bigger, which you might not know. Right, moving on. We got the Rattler. That's going in D tier, unfortunately. It's not a terrible weapon if you got a Rattler 4. It's a lot of ammo, but the reload speed is super, super slow, which is quite a concern. And, you're just better off with, like, any other weapon, to be honest. It's slow to reload. It's good that it's got moderate arc armor penetration. I suppose if you're still really early game and you're looking at the common weapons, then the Rattler might be something you'd rather take than a Hairpin or a Stitcher or a Kettle. There are some cases where you might want to do that, but if you're really going for like a Rocketeer or a Bombardier or something, you got the Ferro, which is next. And the Ferro, we are going to put into B tier. The Ferro is the best common tier weapon in the game. And it's obviously quite clear. It's heavy arc armor penetration. It's slower to reload than like an Anvil, but it's putting out the same amount of damage per shot. And now that heavy ammo has been boosted for 60 ammo per inventory space, you've basically got a decent weapon that can take out any arc if you're patient enough. It's just a little bit slow, obviously. But if you're really down in the dumps, you don't have anything to take out, just go with a Ferro and take like a Kettle or a Stitcher to deal with rats if you're worried about that, and you're going to have a good time, really. Next, we move on to the Burletta, which is a C-tier weapon. The Burletta, to me, is kind of like the Kettle in a way in terms of what it provides for dealing with arc. It's a really good PvP weapon, and it can definitely take down wasps and fireflies and hornets and stuff pretty quickly, but anything long distance, anything flying around, anything tougher, is going to hit a wall. Not a terrible weapon to quickly take out wasps and stuff. And you've got that nice benefit that it is light ammo, so inventory space isn't a problem. But it's going to be pretty difficult to use to take down any bigger arc. I've tried it, trust me. Moving on to the Anvil. A for Anvil. Anvil is still one of the best weapons in the game. Obviously, there was a nerf to the durability. They brought it back up in a recent patch, so it's somewhere in between. It's a little bit more manageable now, and you can get through a whole raid, kill a bunch of arc, and your Anvil's not going to break on you. Which is, a lot of people's concerns. It really doesn't. If you're worried about that, go and give it a go, and you'll be surprised. You can go through bombardiers, bastions, rocketeers, leapers, all in a single match, and your Anvil will still be holding together. It's not that big of a deal. It's got a fast reload time. It's heavy ammo shot. It's got a lot of pushback. It's got a lot of bullet velocity. So when you shoot flying arc, they really do get pushed back a lot, which really does help. For example, if you're fighting a rocketeer, shooting it at a distance, it's going to get slowed down as it comes closer to you, which is going to give you more of a chance to shoot before it fires its first rocket. If you shoot a wasp near a wall, it's going to push the wasp into a wall and destroy it, for example. Super high damage per shot, really good arc armor penetration. It is the best common tier arc weapon in the game, and if you're really struggling for loot and you really need to get a weapon, the Anvil does it all. It is leagues better than every other common and uncommon weapon when it comes to dealing with arc, and I think we can all agree on that one. Next, we move on to the Toro, which is C tier. Look, it does quite quickly take down wasps, and it's all right at taking down shredders if you aim at the weak points. If you focus on the weak points on arc, it's not bad, actually. But it's got really bad arc armor penetration, so you're going to struggle unless you've got another weapon to deal with that armor. I've tried the Toro after breaking the Bastion knee and shooting the yellow canister, and it's okay, but there are better choices. It's a bit clunky to use for arc, and you can get very little ammo per inventory space for it to even make sense to use, right? Arpeggio, B tier weapon. It's a burst shot weapon, and it's going to use multiple bullets per burst, which is a problem, unlike the Venator, which we'll talk about later. So it goes through ammo pretty quickly, which is the major downside to it. But besides that, because of that burst shot, it makes it really easy to hit shots on things like armored thrusters, on wasps, and fireflies. You will go through ammo quickly with this weapon, but you'll break arc, especially the flying arc, pretty quickly. It's got moderate arc armor penetration, which is actually more than enough for dealing with rocketeer thrusters, firefly armor, hornet armor. A lot of people don't realize that. It just eats ammo like crazy, but it's an underrated weapon, honestly. Next up, we've got the Venator, which is miles better. If you're looking for that sort of middle-range weapon that could be PvE and PvP, the Venator is still really good. Yes, they lowered the fire rate, and it requires a bit more practice to get the fire rate down perfectly, but there's a really nice feature with the Venator. When you shoot, it shoots 2 bullets at once, but actually only uses 1 ammo. So 2 physical bullets come out of the gun towards the target, but it only uses 1 ammo. And what you'll find is when you're dealing with destroying arc armor, this proves to be a really effective weapon to do it for what is essentially a moderate arc armor penetration weapon, because you're hitting 2 projectiles at once. And yes, the damage is split between those 2 projectiles, but let's say you've got a wasp flying around, a hornet flying around like this, and you've got 2 bullets, 2 chances to hit that armor, 2 chances to hit the back thruster that doesn't have armor. It's more freedom to hit shots in situations where the arc is flying all over the place, and it's a really underrated weapon to do it. Also, if you're trying to hit weak points on an arc, for example, the yellow joints of a bastion or a bombardier, it's kind of hard to do it sometimes when they're moving all over the place, right? Their legs like that. Because you've got 2 projectiles, it becomes a lot easier to do. So that is a really underrated feature of the Venator, and I do rate it quite highly. Canto is next. That's going in D tier. It's an SMG that just breezes through ammo way too fast. And to make it worse, it is a medium ammo SMG. So you only get 80 ammo per inventory stack, unlike the light ammo Stitcher, which is 100, or the Bobcat. So faster fire rate, you mag dump really quickly. That initial vertical recoil is kind of crazy. the compensator, like you need good compensator on it to deal with the dispersion as well. It's not very good for arc, even though, yes, it's got moderate arc armor penetration. It just doesn't work out because it just goes through ammo too fast. It's too hard to be accurate on the parts that you need to be, doesn't do the job. The Renegade, on the other hand, is a really, really good weapon. There's a couple reasons why it's really good. Actually, a few, I suppose. Let's start with the ammo size. The Renegade, to me, is basically just a Ferro on steroids. Yes, it doesn't have the same arc armor penetration levels, but it's still moderate. And like I say, that's still good enough to deal with most situations that you're thrown at. Unless you're destroying, like, matriarch armor or for some reason trying to deal max damage on a Bastion, right? Like you're doing the black Bastion plated armor, then you're going to come into an issue. But it's got a large magazine size. It does a lot of damage per mag, which is really big. And when you really go into the math of things, one inventory space of medium ammo with the Renegade puts out so much more damage than you could with almost any other weapon, because it's like 30-something damage per shot times 80 per inventory space. It's a huge amount of damage. It reloads fast. It shoots fast. You can take down Wasps, Hornets, Fireflies really effectively. You can take down Rocketeers with it. You can shoot the Bastion, Yellow Knees, and Bombardier weak points to get to the weak points quickly. Very versatile weapon. It does eat durability pretty quickly now, which is a bit of a problem, but it is really underrated if you know what points to shoot at on the arc. Another sort of bonus thing for this, if you're doing the Queen, some maps with the Queen, for example, the Damn Battlegrounds map, when the Queen spawns, the only bit of cover really is either the tunnel that goes underground, which kind of gets a little bit claustrophobic and difficult, or the Harvester. The Harvester is the best place to fight the Queen from. To do that safely and quickly, you want to do the puzzle. You want to get the puzzle done. And once you've put the 3 cylinders in the Harvester puzzle, you'll need to shoot a series of alarms, right? The Renegade is by far the fastest weapon to do it. It's 3 shots with the Renegade. You got like a massive magazine size. It reloads fast. You can speedrun the Harvester with the Renegade faster than any other weapon in the game. I've tested so many other options. Really, really, really good for that, which then allows you to fight the Queen safely. Really underrated, just a bit of a shame on the durability for it. Osprey, really good. I would say that probably goes around here. Maybe, I mean, I don't know, I guess in front of the Venator. Really good for shooting arc long range, because you can actually zoom in and see what you're aiming at, which helps. It's going to help you hit thrusters. It's going to help you hit weak points where you need to and be a little bit more accurate. And also, it's got really good bullet velocity. So if you want to fight flying arc and you're at a distance, you can just keep shooting that arc and it's going to have enough bullet velocity to just keep slowing it and stunning it to the point where by the time that Rocketeer or Vaporizer is actually in range to shoot you, it's almost dead already. Really, really underrated weapon for dealing with flying arc for that purpose. I would say like ground-based arc, Bastion, Bombardier, it's not really good, but it's definitely really good for flying arc. Tortellini is next. This is a B tier weapon. It's okay. If you're in a panic and you just need to blast whatever arc's in front of you, it does a pretty good job. But it is an ammo hog. It eats ammo really, really quickly. And I've tried to fight the Queen and Matriarch with it. A lot of people, you know, DPS-wise, this weapon's really, really good. So, you know, theoretically, okay, maybe it's the fastest weapon to kill the Queen. If we jump on top of the Queen, break off that armor and shoot the core of the Queen, maybe the Queen will die faster with this Tortellini, right? But there's a problem. You're going to run out of ammo before that even happens because it shreds through ammo so quickly, and each bullet of the Tortellini doesn't do enough damage. So in terms of inventory stack, let's say the Renegade is the most ammo-efficient weapon in the game. This one is the least ammo-efficient weapon in the game. It shreds through ammo too fast. You're going to be out of ammo even if you go in with a whole bag filled with medium ammo before most arc is dead. And when it comes to shooting at arc at range, there's a lot of spread, dispersion, in other words, so it's going to be hard to hit your shots and make it effective. If there's a wasp flying at you or like a fireball or whatever, then and you just need to quickly shoot something, it's okay. It's not the worst. It does okay. Just the ammo consumption thing stops it from being any better. Rascal, B tier. Look, you know, I don't think there's a point crafting a Rascal. You may as well just buy a Hullcracker and use that instead. They use the same ammo. The real cost of things is going to be the ammo consumption of this weapon. But if you come across a Rascal early game and you don't have a Hullcracker, maybe you died and lost your other one and need to wait for the next day before you can buy one because you don't have the blueprint yet, you will find Rascals just by looting around. You're going to build up a stack of them. And in those situations, they are pretty good. It can still two-shot a Shredder if you hit the weak points on the thruster, which makes it a good weapon to use on Stellar. It's not doing quite as much damage as the Hullcracker, and it's got less AoE damage, blast radius, right? But it's a decent enough weapon to deal with arc when you don't have anything else available. It's more effective than the Ferro for taking down arc if you're up close. Obviously, longer range, the Ferro will be better because the bullet drop is ridiculous on this thing. But, you know, there's situations where you might be on top of a roof and you want to peek in and out of cover, shooting a bastion. It's good when you don't have much else going for you, you know? Like, for example, it's not better than the Ferro in the grand scheme of things, but it's going to be better than all of the other weapons. If you really need to kill arc and you're in a pinch, you don't have much gear, it's easily better than all of the weapons in C tier and D tier. Next, we've got the Bobcat. Look, the Bobcat really is just... Oh, we should... Yeah, that's good. Maybe we should do it like that. Yeah. Bobcat SMG, faster fire rate than the Canto. Yes, you got more ammo per inventory stack, which is nice, but it just burns through ammo too quickly. It's got low arc armor penetration. So actually, you know what? I'm probably going to do it like that. Yeah, that makes sense. It's just going to burn through ammo too quick. It's not really worth shooting arc with a Bobcat. I think we can all agree on that. Tempest is next. Tempest is quite a decent weapon if you know where to shoot. It's just an ammo hog, just like the Arpeggio. It fires really accurately. It doesn't have much dispersion. You can build just a Tempest 1 and get away with it, which is really nice. It's going to be able to take down flying arc pretty quickly. That moderate arc armor penetration is going to be enough. If you shoot the yellow part of a Bastion and Bombardier knee and then go around the back to shoot the canister, the Tempest actually kills it really quickly because it's got quite a large magazine size and a fast reload. You can kill the Bastion and Bombardier by focusing the canister faster than most weapons in the game, actually. It's really underrated in that case. But it's not rated any higher because it does burn through ammo really, really fast. Next, we got the Vulcano. That's an A tier for me, but right at the very end, for the simple reason for if you do try and speed run arc, the Vulcano does it really fast. If you focus on weak points, its fire rate and DPS is extremely, extremely good. You know what? Actually, it's a bit... Nah, we can't do that. I'm going to bring it down. It's a bit too niche. Basically, you shoot the legs of a Bastion and Bombardier. You run around the back of the Bastion and Bombardier, and you shoot the canister on that arc, and it will be destroyed in like 10 seconds, maybe like 11 or 12 seconds. Fastest weapon in the game to kill both of those arc. But if you want to try and do it on the Queen or the Matriarch, you're going to run out of ammo and durability before the Queen or Matriarch is dead, just like the Tortellini. So super fast at killing some arc, but it does have no arc armor penetration pretty much, and it does shred through ammo. You don't get much ammo per inventory space, obviously, with a shotgun. So a very niche case that's really good. Everything else kind of mediocre. Bettina, easy S tier. The Bettina not only can deal with most rats that come at you who are running free loadouts and light shields, right? It does enough damage now since it's buffs to deal with that. Even though this is not a PvP tier list, I just want to point that out before we continue talking about the amazing things of the Bettina. The Bettina's been buffed so many times. So it's now got really good durability to the point where you can use this thing for a long time before it breaks. I think it's like, I don't know how many shots actually. I don't want to get this wrong, but it's a lot of ammo that you can go through before this breaks. It shreds off Matriarch and Queen legs faster than the Equalizer, in my opinion, because you don't have the charge up time with the Equalizer. Really good at that. It does decent damage per shot and overall good DPS. So if you just need to deal a lot of pure damage to whatever you're shooting, it does that really well. It's really good to use at long range when fighting flying arc. It does have a bit of a dispersion issue, but that can be solved by just firing a little bit slower. It's a semi-auto weapon, and you can just fire a little bit slower, and you're going to be really, really good. It's really good at shooting Bastion cores as well. If you shoot off the leg and go for the yellow canister, really fast at that. It can one-clip shredders if you shoot the weak point. Really amazing. It can one-clip surveyors. You can kill a surveyor without having to reload. You just shoot the surveyor just crazily. You don't even need to aim at the weak points, and it's going to be dead before you're out of those 22 bullets, which is crazy good. The only thing that's bad about the Bettina is the ammo consumption. You're going to go through a lot of it, which does certainly become quite expensive, but all of the good sides of the Bettina really do mean we have to rank it here. Next, we got the Hullcracker. Definitely an S tier as well. Really versatile weapon at dealing with most arc. Amazing at shredders. Amazing at trial farming because it's just a nice snappy weapon to use. You know, it's arguable whether the Jupiter is better than the Hullcracker in most situations, but close range, and when you're not dealing with like really fast-moving flying arc, the Hullcracker does a really good job. Speaking of the Jupiter, personally, I think it's the best arc damage weapon in the game. They buffed the durability on it like crazy now. So I think you can get like 200 shots or something. Hang on, let's try and figure this out. Yeah, so it's 222 bullets before the Jupiter breaks, which is a ridiculous amount of bullets. It can go through a lot. You can kill every arc in the game faster than anything else if you know what you're doing. For example, a Bastion. You charge up the shot whilst hip fire around the corner so you can see the Bastion, even if it's shooting at you with its minigun. You charge up the shot, peek out for a split second, shoot the middle of the Bastion, and then go back in cover. The Bastion cannot damage you in that time. So you can kill the Bastion even if it's firing a bunch of missiles at you. You can charge up the shot when the Vaporizer shield is on. So the second the Vaporizer shield goes, you get an extra hit off. You can perfectly pre-aim and get the shots. It's really accurate long range. It does have a bit of damage fall off, but most weapons do at around 200 meters. So it's really effective long range, really effective close range. It doesn't have any dispersion issues, so you just hip fire anything, you're going to be pinpoint accurate as well. So you've got a bit more mobility there. In my opinion, once you've got experience with the Jupiter, it takes down arc faster than anything else. It's extremely ammo efficient, and not only that, you can farm ammo from the harvester if you're running low. There's a battery farm on Stella, which is really quick. It's really, really easy to repair this thing. You don't need attachments. It's actually so good. Like, you can just run a Jupiter and then maybe like an Anvil or something for the rest of your life, and you'll deal with all of the arc without having to sweat it. It's really amazing. It's what I do. Equalizer, look, I don't know. I think I'm going to put it here. The Equalizer is good at shredding off arc armor. So for the Queen and Matriarch, that's great. It does a lot of damage per second, but it has a max range. It just stops doing damage after a certain distance. And the main problem with the Equalizer, it is a really good weapon, but in comparison to, say, the Bettina, every time you want to shoot, you have to charge it up for a second, which loses you crucial damage when you're trying to shoot like a Vaporizer that has a very short window before it starts laser beaming you, or a Rocketeer that's got an angle on you, and as soon as you peek out, it's going to fire another rocket. It's just a little bit lacking because of that charge up time. Really ammo efficient though, so that's good, but you're going to be in a bit of a pickle using this weapon that you wouldn't have if you use a Bettina. Now, Dolabra. Dolabra is, in my opinion, a decent weapon at dealing with arc. It's a little bit ammo hungry in comparison to the other legendary weapons. So that's a shame. But it can destroy most arc fairly effectively. But it for a legendary weapon, it does fall off flat. The Aphelion as well. Look, it's good. It's got high velocity, so you're going to be able to shoot Rocketeers pretty effectively at long range, and they're not really going to be a problem to you. You can push back arc like crazy. That's fun, but in the grand scheme of things, the biggest problem with the Aphelion is the ammo consumption. It's just way too expensive. Each shot of the Aphelion uses 2 energy ammo, and each energy clip only has 10 energy ammo. So 1 energy clip is only 5 shots worth. You shoot it 5 times, you got to reload. And the worst thing is, let's say you kill 1 arc, and now you've got 4 bullets in a mag. It's like, well, next time you go into a situation, you kind of want to have a full mag. Do you reload and lose the ammo? Sometimes you kind of have to. Way too ammo expensive. If they made it so the Aphelion only used 1 energy ammo for each double shot, it would be a little bit more effective. Or if they buff the ammo consumption in some way, it would be good. It's actually a pretty good PvP weapon, but for PvE, it's kind of lacking. So that's it. That's my tier list. Let me know. I'm sure I've got some disagreements in the comments, so I'd love to hear your opinions, and I see you all in the comments. Cheerio.